I really don't think that this is being talked about enough. I don't think enough people know about this and know. There we go. Know that it happened. I did not know you could do that with an Xbox. Anyways, people. I do not think enough people know about this incident and the fact that it happened. It needs to be talked about more. It really should be all over the news. Um, I want a Reuters article, but I guess I can't find a Reuters or an NPR article. So I guess we're gonna go to the first one, which is NBC News. No, it's not Eli Monty. I mean, climate change is real, but calm down, Melvin. I mean, but see, here's the thing. Like in other parts of the world, apparently, this is like, and this is considered to be like a valid like form of protest. But like here in the backwards United States of backwards America, um, you do something like this and people just laugh at you. I guess I don't know. A man set himself on fire in front of the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday night. A court spokesperson said, while emphasizing that there was no threat to public safety. The Metropolitan Police Department identified the man as Wynn Bruce, or of Boulder, Colorado. On Saturday, police said he died from his injuries. According to the court spokesperson, the incident occurred at about 6:30 p.m. Minutes later, a medical helicopter landed and took the man to a local hospital. No one was injured, the spokesperson said. The area was closed to the public after the Supreme Court Police, U.S. Capitol Police, and Metropolitan Police Department responded at the scene. The area remains closed for further investigation, but this is not a public safety issue, the court spokesperson said in a statement. The Supreme Court was not in session at the time, and Congress is in recess. The Capitol is directly across the street from the Supreme Court. Yeah. Wait, DeSantis signs bill creating election police unit in Florida? Do I really? Every time I get on the internet and try to look at something important, Ron DeSantis pops up, and I have to look at that. Um, they've got such bad flooding. Houses are just washing away. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no one was injured. They were talking about other people. They meant other people. Capitol Police tweeted about the incident Friday night, saying the helicopter was responding to a medical emergency and that there was no threat to others. NBC News has reached out to the Capitol Police and Metropolitan Police Department for comment. The Capitol was evacuated Wednesday after the Federal Aviation Administration failed to alert Capitol Police of plans for the U.S. Army's Golden Knights to parachute from a plane into nearby National Park for military appreciation night. Oh, okay. Police later said there was no threat to the Capitol. They keep saying there's like no threat, no threat, no threat, no threat. Earlier on Friday, DC was rattled by a shooting that wounded four police. What I want to know about, I want to know more about the guy that set himself ablaze. That's what I want to know. Okay, we'll go to the New York Times. Actually, they might ask me to pay for this. I don't want to. Hello, Anna Zombie. Hello, hello, hello. As long as Biden is safe, that's what matters. I don't even care. I don't even care. Confirm, I guess? Yeah, okay. Okay. Stop. Leave me alone. No thanks. Leave me alone. Okay. Oh my god. I just want to read the article. Okay. Um, yeah, climate activist dies after setting himself on fire at Supreme Court. Okay, cool. Washington. Hey, oh my god. Stop. A Colorado man who set himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court on Friday in an apparent Earth Day protest against climate change has died, police said. The climate scientist at the Environmental Disease Fund and a Zen Buddhist priest in Boulder said she is a friend of Mr. Bruce and that the self-immolation was a planned act of protest. This act is not, self-unaliving. I have to censor myself for twig twalk. Dr. Critty wrote on Twitter early Sunday morning, "This is a deeply fearless act of compassion to bring attention to climate crisis." She later added in an interview that she was not completely certain of his intentions, but that people are being driven to extreme amounts of climate grief and despair, and that what I do not want to happen is that young people start thinking about self-immolation. Mr. Bruce had Mr. Bruce had set himself on fire at the plaza in front of the Supreme Court At about 6:30 p.m. on Friday, police and court officials said a video posted to Twitter by a Fox News reporter showed a National Park Service helicopter landing in the plaza to airlift Mr. Bruce to a nearby hospital. Okay. The court's conservative majority had voiced skepticism of the agency's authority to regulate carbon emissions, suggesting that a decision by the justices could deal a sharp blow to the Biden administration's efforts to address climate change. Mr. Bruce, who identified as Buddhist, set himself on fire in an apparent imitation of Vietnamese monks who burned themselves to death in protest during the Vietnam War. A Facebook account that Dr. Critty identified as Mr. Bruce's had commemorated the death of, I don't know how to say that name, so I'm not going to pronounce it. I don't want to butcher it. An influential Buddhist master and anti-war activist who died in January. This person, I'm going to call him TNH because I don't know how to pronounce his name and I don't want to disrespect and butcher his name. In a letter he wrote in 1965, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had idolized those monks. Dr. Critty cited that later in another tweet on Mr. Bruce's death on Sunday morning. The press spoke then of self-unaliving, but in the essence, it is not. It is not even a protest. TNH wrote of the monks, adding that to burn oneself by fire is to prove that what one is saying is of the utmost importance. There is nothing more painful than burning oneself. To say something while experiencing this kind of pain is to say it with utmost courage, frankness, determination, and sincerity. He's basically like, I need you guys to hear and understand the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. Hold down. Let me light myself on fire real quick, Linda. Haha. What? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this is pretty serious, I feel. This is a guy, a climate activist who feels like he's not being heard. And for the most part, like, climate change is a rather, or at least, I don't know, is it just ignored by the GOP or is it ignored by the Democrats too? Like, I'm sure, like, there's going to be some Democrats that are going to say, well, Biden is trying to do something to mitigate climate change. But I'm pretty sure if we were to, like, look into it, it's probably, like, piss poor at best anyway. But, I mean, it just doesn't mean that we need to ignore the climate change that's happening right now. There's a problem with that line of questioning. What do you mean? It's very serious. It seems as though we really are not making enough strides to actually address it. You're viewing it from the top down. Look at the people. Oh, you mean like the people that are affected by the climate change? You mean like the people whose houses are being swept away, like I mentioned earlier? The people whose homes are being swept away by rising sea levels? Homes practically being placed underwater? You keep describing him with is. Better word is was. Oh, yeah. How willing are people to sacrifice comfort for preventing climate change? Oh, I'm willing to myopic. I'm willing to sacrifice so many things to bring about change. Like, I'm actually willing to sacrifice so many things to bring about change. The thing is, the thing is whether or not anything I sacrifice will be worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do I have to sacrifice that would actually help climate? You're an activist, though? Yeah, but the thing is, we have to be real here, right? We have to, you're talking about other people. Okay. Like, we have to be real here, though, you know? Like, a lot of the time, like, I used to be one of those people who's like, oh, yeah, my carbon footprint. Like, I gotta turn the lights off whenever I leave a room or what have you to reduce the carbon footprint. Until I realized that, like, me as an individual person, just turning off the light is a very neo-lib take, a very neo-lib way of viewing it. Because, if anything, like, I really don't have that much of a, I really don't have that much power. Really, if anything, it needs to be corporations and what have you looking for more sustainable and climate-friendly measures and means of, I guess, production and what have you, you know? Like, us small people on the bottom of society, there really isn't much we can do to actually, like, reverse climate change. This is, like, you know, a big wig thing, dare I say. Something that they have to do, pretty much. Yes, Jessmut, I see your puns. They're very interesting. Um, David Buckle, a prominent civil rights lawyer turned environmental advocate, also set himself on fire in Brooklyn's Prospect Park in 2018 to protest climate change. What? I never heard of that. That happened 4 years ago, and I'm just now hearing about it. In a letter beforehand, Mr. Buckle alluded to the spiritual roots of self-immolation and protest, including in Tibet. Mr. Bruce had on his Facebook page nearly 3 weeks before his act recently edited a 2021 comment under his post in 2020 warning of irreversible climate change to include the date of his planned self-immolation with a fire emoji. Wow, okay. The apparent announcement of his plans was buried in his account timeline. Oh, okay. It was 2018. We were focused on a lot of other things. That is true. We were focused on a lot of other things back in 2018. So yeah, moral of the story, climate change is a thing. We should be pressuring corporations the best way we can to actually help mitigate and lessen, climate change. Corporations don't just pollute because it's fun. They pollute because it's the cheapest way to make the products we want. One person can't make much of a difference, but a large group of people, consumers changing their habits and pressuring politicians to place laws that force corporations to find more efficient ways to produce these products is how we get stuff done. Yeah, that's a start. I would say that's a start. I would say that is a start. But also, people have to be like accepting of climate change. I'm just under the impression right now. I hate to take the doomer side of this, but it just seems as though our planet is screwed, or at least our race on this planet is screwed. The human race in general. Like I'm not trying to be a doomer, but that's just what it seems like. We can't even convince half of the people in our government that climate change is like a real thing. We can't convince, the fundamentalist Christians. We can't convince them of anything. We really cannot convince those people of anything. And try though as we might to ignore the considerable amount of power that they wield, they do wield a very considerable amount of power. So, I mean, we're gonna have to get them on board with it, and I don't know if we can do that at this point. Moral of the story: burning men are morally superior and have more infinite wisdom and knowledge. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? The dude was Buddhist and was following the teachings left behind to him by Buddhist monks. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Like, what are you talking about? Even if you convince evangelicals that climate change is real, they won't want to stop it. They literally look forward to the destruction of any and all earthly. You know what? That is true too. That is true too. I mean, you drive a hard bargain. I mean, but then again, like, I don't want to destroy Christianity, but at the same time, it's like, do I have a choice? Anyways, we need to listen to the man, right? Because he was on fire, right? I mean, do you not think that there's something to be said about a person who's literally so convinced, or not even necessarily convinced, but like, I guess, so, what's the word I'm looking for? So devoted to his cause that he's literally willing to sacrifice his life to get his message across? Yeah, passionate. There we go. Thank you, Myopic. Thank you. Yeah, passionate. Someone who's so passionate about their cause. Like, the point of him burning isn't necessarily, like, that's not the point. The point is climate change, The martyrdom doesn't prove truth. I mean, you're right, it doesn't, but, like, that doesn't mean we should just sit here and ignore it. He's doing this, dare I say, he's doing this for attention, all right? And I can't think of a better way of getting someone's attention than, to light yourself on fire. Again, like I said earlier on in this stream, in other parts of the world, like Tibet, doing something like this is a very good way of getting people's attention. It's a very good way of getting one's message and point across, or at least show the world that you're serious. It's a valid form of protest in many other parts of the world. However, over here in America, where we don't even care about people to begin with, doing something like this in America really isn't going to start anything. really isn't going to, yield much, I feel like. But, I mean, I don't think it needs to be overlooked. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's because you're right. That is because Tibet is in other parts of the world. Like in Tibet, in other parts of the world, life is precious. But over here in America, it really is not. Um, Other posts from Mr. Bruce's Facebook account going back to April 2020 criticized war profiteers, quote unquote, President Donald J. Trump and collective inaction in the face of a worsening climate crisis. He also praised the young climate activist Greta Thunberg, quoted Dr. King, and as recently as March spoke of the compassion of Ukrainian refugees. Hold on, I got another text message. I don't know why my phone keeps going off with somebody. Oh, wait, no, that's some other dumb crap. Anyways. Yeah, quoting Greta Thunberg, that was like his first wrongdoing. To the Republicans, Greta Thunberg is literally a demon to them. She is literally a demon. A small child demon. Dr. Critty said that the last time Mr. Bruce had communicated with her was in a Facebook message he sent in January asking if she had seen his post about Miss Thunberg. She added that if she or any other Buddhist teacher in Boulder had known of his plans to set himself on fire, they would have discouraged him from doing so. But also, maybe dude was just cashing out, Maybe he was like, well, the planet or our race on this planet is screwed anyway. Because I think life on planet Earth will continue onward. It just might start to look like, Zendikar. It might start to look like Zendikar from Magic the Gathering. Where we have, royals and crap. Where the land, like, just constantly shifts and water floats in the air. And, we have skyclaves and crap like that, right? I just think that what's going to happen is that the human race will continue to live on, but our numbers are going to be drastically reduced if we don't get a grip on this climate change thing. If we really don't, like, we're the planet is going to wipe us off of its surface. I'm going to just be real with you. If we don't get this under control, it's almost as if like humankind in a way is like a disease, but then sorry, I lost my train of thought. I need to stop looking at chat when I'm talking. It's like we're a disease, and then the Earth deploys antibodies to get rid of us. Hypothetically speaking, I'm speaking hypothetically there. How's Ilhan Omar's husband doing? Bro, are you just coming to troll? If you came to troll, please leave chat now. I don't want any trolls in here. Please get out of here. Is it possible like Trump and Biden, but not the rich? They're both rich. I don't know what the point of your I don't know what the point of you bringing that up is. I don't know what the point of you bringing that up is. Also, why did someone just randomly come into my chat and ask me what Ilhan Omar's husband, how Ilhan Omar's husband is doing? I should just ban you for that. I honestly should just ban you for that. Like, what was the point of that? Did something happen to Ilhan Omar's husband? Hello, Elf Alexander. Hello, my son. Hello, my son. I mean, can we read some of the comments? Or do I have to log in to read the comments? Horrible that he would waste his life in this manner. In that manner, the extremists among us destroy discussion and compromise. And by definition, Mr. Bruce is a... I don't want to listen to the comments anymore. I don't want to read these comments anymore. Conservatives think Ilhan Omar married her brother to get him through immigration. Are you serious? Is that like a real thing, Myopic Times? Because if that's a real thing, I'm going to ban this person from my chat. If that's like a real thing. Like, I will instantly... Okay, I'm banning this person from my chat then. All right, they're being banned. They're being banned. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I asked because I wonder if anybody does like both presidents. I highly doubt it, especially considering how polarized both the Democrats and Republicans tend to be. I highly doubt that somebody likes both of these people. Wait, Marjorie Taylor Greene denies insurrectionist charge in court? Hold on. Like, how did this end? How did this end? Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Can I listen to this? Can I listen to this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Is this the thing that I can press? What did I just do? Oh wait, no, there's the read aloud right there in front of my face. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I can have it just read it to me. What do you mean there's no signal? There is a signal. Snopes fact check Ilhan Omar. Really? This is like a thing that they're actually like mad about and that they're actually bringing up because they think it's like some sort of gotcha moment. Republicans, how far will you people stoop? Like seriously. I'm being serious here. Like is there nothing you people won't like try to use to distract from actual conversation that needs to be had?
Marjorie Taylor Greene denies insurrectionist charge in court. In an extraordinary administrative law hearing, the Georgia representative was forced to defend her actions surrounding the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Credit, pool photo by John Bazemore. Washington.
When I said I wanted it to read it out to me, I didn't mean I wanted it to read everything.
Georgia, on Friday, repeated false claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 presidential election as she defended her actions surrounding the January 6, 2021, attack on the U.S. Capitol, in an extraordinary hearing that asked whether she should be labeled an insurrectionist and barred from office under the Constitution.
She should! She should!
While under oath at an administrative law hearing in Atlanta, Ms. Greene insisted that a tremendous amount of fraudulent activity had robbed former President Donald J. Trump of his re-election, an assertion that has been soundly refuted by multiple courts, Republican-led recounts, and Mr. Trump.
Yeah, I'm a leftist, Jessima. I don't like any of the presidents either, pretty much. And yeah, the Democrats are dumb too. They do dumb stuff too. They all worry about the dumbest crap.
William P. Barr.
It's all culture war dumb shit.
But despite her exhortations on social media to #FightForTrump, she said she had possessed no knowledge that protesters intended to invade the Capitol on January 6th or disrupt the congressional.
Does anybody else find it really funny that, like, Republicans are always, like, the first ones to be, like, big ballin', like, all the time, until they get caught doing something they had no business doing. Then all of a sudden, it's like, deny, deny, deny. But, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert will literally sit there during a presidential address and scream, build the wall, build the wall. But if you were to pull them aside and ask them, like, hey, did you just say that? They would say no. Then you would pull out your tape recorder and play it back, them saying, build the wall, and they would still deny it. They have made lying they've made it an art form. Like, being a liar is now a class in D&D that you can be, okay? They've made lying a D&D class. That's what they've done. They've made lying a D&D class, or a class in some JRPG like Bravely Default 2, which I also play on stream and you guys should watch, but I'm gonna be honest, none of y'all are going to.
Called to count the electoral votes and confirm Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s victory. She said she did not recall meeting with any of the instigators. And Ms. Greene.
I call 100% cap, by the way. She 100% did meet with some of the instigators, okay? 100%. Like, she is the person that they had, or one of the people that they had on the inside, okay? It was her. It was her, okay? 100% believe that it was her. I don't think it was Lauren Boebert. Actually, you know what? Yeah, throw Lauren Boebert in there too. As a matter of fact, like, as far as I'm concerned, the entire Republican Party and Joe Manchin were a part of this. Actually, you know what? Nah, Joe Manchin probably wouldn't do that. But, like, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are horrible, but, like, I feel like they wouldn't have a part in this, really. I feel like they care about their own lives way too much to actually, like, have a part in this. Because, like, the crazies Republicans hate Democrats more than Democrats hate Republicans. It's weird. It is so weird. Like, you could talk to a Democrat and they'd be like, yeah, I'd still be friends with a Republican. But if you talk to a Republican, they'll say, like, yeah, I'll be friends with a Democrat, but I'm never going to respect that person. And it's going to be just like, you know, an optics thing. Like, oh, excuse me, sorry. It's gonna be like an optics thing. Like, yeah, I'm friends with this Democrat, but they suck. I don't know. I'm just talking to my ass at this point. I admit when I'm talking to my ass, okay? But it just seems like I don't get as many people, like as many lefties and like Democrats and like sock Dems talking as much hate about the Republicans or blaming as much things. And it's not even necessarily like, you know, actual stuff that the Republicans are doing or that the Democrats are doing. I'll have people come into my channel on TikTok all the time, and I'll say one thing, and they'll say, it's the Democrats! Like, I'll say, the sky is blue, or, no, I'll say, it's raining today, and I don't like the rain, and they'll go, that's because it's the Democrats' fault! They will literally sit here. They have such a hate boner for the Democrats. They will literally sit here and blame almost every little thing on the Democrats. Listen, I am not so beside myself, okay, that I'm not going to admit that Obama did some bad shit with the drone strikes, Clinton did some crap with the housing stuff, whatever, I forget exactly what it was, I forget all the details, myopic, you probably know, drop a link, I don't know. Like, the Democrats are not faultless, the Democrats are evil too, but at least the Democrats aren't trying to, you know, have an insurrection when they lose, or grind me down into biomatter to fuel their, like, hell machines, okay? I can at least go to sleep every day. That light is off. Anyways, I can go to sleep every day with Democrats in office and, like, not worry about my life when I wake up in the morning, you know? Like, I mean, I'm gonna just tell you from, like, just anecdotally, I worry every day. Like, this might seem irrational to y'all, but one of my biggest fears is that one of these days I'm gonna wake up in the morning and some dude, some GOP senator or governor or something is gonna try to outlaw interracial marriage. And then Paige and I can't get married or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things that I fear. And I'm honestly so struck with fear that, like, and some of y'all, if not all of y'all, are probably gonna think that this is me overreacting. But another fear I have is that, like, you know, chattel slavery is going to come back or something. Like, the way in which the GOP acts and the things that they say, like, the sky's the limit as to, like, the things that they want to do if they can get away with everything. And the Democrats are sitting here and are letting them get away with it because they know that if they don't, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to kick out the Republicans, then the Democrats are going to become the new Republicans because more progressive people are going to come up and usurp the Democrats. Even though Bernie Sanders moved the entire Democratic Party left, they are still terrified of that man. Andrew Yang, too. Andrew Yang and the Yang Gangers, they hate Bernie Sanders and they're terrified of that man, okay? They're terrified of a sock dem. They're terrified of a sock dem. Barely a sock dem at that, okay? All I'm saying, we're screwed. Either way. Have you been able to talk about your fears with a therapist? My job is my therapy. Helping other people is my therapy, and that's what I do at work. That's my therapy. Yeah, I love the lying build in 5e. Yeah, 100%. No, but see, here's the thing though. Dino Grape just said in TikTok chat, something that's true. Getting Daily Wire ads on YouTube, absolutely awful. Like, literally, it's so. Oh, hello, Fox Armor. It is. Welcome to chat. It is. We're gonna talk about the alt-right pipeline again later because I feel like there's more information I found out about the alt-right pipeline that I haven't said to you all yet. That just kind of makes sense. I think I know the way in which the alt-right pipeline works, at least in America. In other places like Canada, it might work a little differently, but I think I know how it works here in America. And Ben Shapiro is, in my opinion, the Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire are like the very beginning of the alt-right pipeline. Some people, like a couple of my mutuals, might think that he's like further down the pipeline, and I get it. But like, I honestly think that Ben Shapiro's at the beginning, and that actually people like Joe Rogan are further down the pipeline.
Green said neither she nor members of her staff had offered anyone tours of the Capitol complex before January 6, 2021, nor had they provided anyone with a map of the complex, refuting tales of a conspiracy.
I didn't watch the trial, but I bet you if she said, like, hey, this is a way in which you can know when someone's lying, is if they describe in detail the thing that they didn't do. Yes, Your Honor. I actually was not involved with the January 6th insurrection at all. I did not leak any classified documents about the layout of the Capitol building to anyone. And then the judge is sitting there hitting his head with his gavel like, Marjorie, you just incriminated yourself. No one said that you did that. No one said that you did that. But see, Marjorie and Lauren Boebert are dumb enough to sit there and say that. Again, I didn't watch a trial and I'm making that up. But, like, see, here's the thing though. Y'all might say I'm dumb, but is that not what they did with Tim Pool and some other right-wing, pundits on the internet? Is that not what they did with the libs of TikTok and basically confirmed Shire Right Chick's address? Is that not what they did? They did it on Twitter. And everybody's like, bro, now it's official. like now it's official because you just confirmed it by explicitly, through explicit denial, you've just confirmed it. If that makes any sense. Listen, today was a long, boring day at work, okay? It's hard to find homeless people in the rain. It's hard to find people to help when it's raining. Sorry.
Conspiracy promoted by some Democrats that she had helped the rioters plan their attack. Continue reading the main
Wait, no. Did I say your name wrong? I thought I said Fox Armor. Did I say Fox Armor? Did I say it wrong? Please forgive me. I hate it when people get my name wrong. Like, I've told Pixel twice in her chat that my name is not Note Lamonti. It's not Eli Monty. And she just ignores me whenever I correct her about my name, about her saying my name wrong.
Story.
So I hate it.
I was asking people to come for a peaceful march, which is what everyone is entitled to do under their First Amendment, Ms. Green testified. I was not asking them.
She testified after she leaked classified information about the layout of the Capitol building. I 100% believe that, by the way. If it was anyone, it was Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was MTG. It was. Or it was Trump himself. I believe Trump is that dumb that he would do that. I believe he's that dumb that he would do that. But full stop.
Them to actively engage in violence. The contentious hearing unfolded after a group of constituents from her Northwest Georgia district, supported by liberal lawyers, filed suit to block Ms. Green, a vigorously right-wing lawmaker, from appearing on the ballot for re-election. They charged...
I wouldn't call her a lawmaker. I would just call her a law yeller. She just kind of just screams whatever she thinks. I mean, I do that too, but like the difference is I'm not a person in government, and I don't plan on being a person in government. Even though I've been told by multiple people that I should run, I'm like, you don't want me. No, here's the thing though. If the next person who asks me to run for office, this is what I'm gonna say. If they don't know me on the internet, who's like my internet personality, my internet persona, I'm gonna tell them, listen, I'm further left than Bernie Sanders, and he couldn't win. Okay, I have no shot, and I'm black. Bye. That should be it.
Charged that she had exhorted rioters to take up arms to block the certification of Mr. Biden's election and helped organize the
I need to stop drinking Mountain Dew on
January
stream.
6th, 2021, that turned into a violent mob. The legal case appeared to be on shaky ground as the administrative law judge, Charles R. Beaudrat, repeatedly sided with Ms. Green's lawyer, the prominent conservative election attorney James Bopp Jr., who maintained that much of the questioning violated his client's right of free speech. Judge Beaudrat will make a recommendation on whether to bar Ms. Green from the ballot, but the final decision will fall to Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, the same official who resisted pressure from Mr.
You know what, though, Fox? I feel like, though, if I were to run for president, not even president, if I were to run for office, I think would have a Bernie Sanders effect, maybe. Like, I would scare the piss out of, like, everybody else who's, like, running, and I would move the entire political sphere even more left, simply from my presence. Because that's what Bernie Sanders did. When he talked about, like, you know, Medicare for all, being, like, one of, if not the first politician, at least that I can remember, being 26 years old, like, talking about actually having Medicare for all, like, that scared the living crap out of these old people, okay? Scared the crap out of these old people. All right. And it got people thinking like, hey, we could like have this. We could.
Mr. Trump to change the presidential election results in the state, and who faces a Trump-backed challenger, Representative Jody Heiss, in the coming Republican primary. But the proceeding afforded lawyers pressing the case against Ms. Green to maintain their pressure and keep it.
You know, this is something else that I wanted to talk about. This is scary. This is really scary. So notice how they said Trump-backed candidate, like a candidate is endorsed and backed by Trump. If you look at a lot of GOP ads, like in your areas, I know that there's one in here in Ohio. I forget who it's for, but it says in the ad that he was endorsed by President Trump. Like, and like we're backed and endorsed by President Trump. Do you know how huge that is? Like, okay, so to put things into perspective for y'all, all right? And most of y'all probably already know this. I would assume. You'd have to be living under a rock to not know this. But the majority of Republicans in this country, like Republican voters, like, they want Trump to run again in 2024. Like, I think what? It's like 50% of, like, Republican voters want Trump to run in 2024. And then, like, the next one is, like, Ron DeSantis, who I think is, like, what? 20%, if not less than that? Even? Right? So, like, can you imagine, right? What precedent does this set, right? The precedent that this sets is that it basically says what the rest of us have been saying, what a lot of us lefties have been saying for a long time about the Republican Party, and that is that it is the Trump Party. It is the party of Trump. That's what it is. Whether people want to agree with me or not, whether people hate me for saying this or not, the Republican Party is the party of President Trump. It's getting to the point where like what they're doing is they're trying to say, hey, look, Trump likes me and you like Trump, right? So vote for me. Trump derangement syndrome works just as much on the right as it does on the left. Typically, though, with the left, it's Democrats and, you know, sock dems and shit. But yeah. Do I really have people in my chat that I have to ban because they said Medicare for all is bad? Listen, if you go against the things that I believe in, I will ban you. It's one thing for me and Myopic to go back and forth because at least we have productive conversation. Because he at least understands where I come from. I assume you're a he. Sorry, Myopic, if I'm misgendering you. But they at least understand where I'm coming from, and I understand where they're coming from. And their responses are at least typed out, intelligent responses that, like, actually have some nuance to them. Meanwhile, you guys just hear anything that comes out of my mouth and just say it's bad. So, like, literally, I'm gonna be as reactionary as you. Well, congratulations. You've turned me into a reactionary. I'm just gonna see your comment, and I'm just gonna ban you instantly. You are, in fact, a he. See, look at me. I'm so good, I could just detect your gender, bro. I remember where Republicans had a semblance of morals. I mean, they did, but, like, the thing is, there was never such thing as, like, a good Republican. Is the thing. Like, even President Bush wasn't a good Republican. He just smiled and kissed babies and was a figurehead. He still let the GOP go behind his back and to go buck wild. Okay? And still just did nothing, for the most part. And plunged us into a war. Like, oh, God, something's in my eye. Dems did this with Obama. Oh, what? About, like, being endorsed by Obama? I mean, they might have done it a little bit, but, like, the Democratic Party is not known as, like, the party of Obama. It's not known as the Obama Party. But the Republican Party is, like, gradually taking this major leap to becoming this Trump Party. Well, but see, the thing is, Lincoln wasn't a Republican, right? That was, like, before the party switch. Yeah, that was before the party switch. Back then, the Republicans were in favor of bigger government. They were in favor of bigger government. And back then, the Democrats were the slaveholders, and their, like, democracy was, hey, the people want there to be slavery, or the white people want there to be slavery, basically. But yeah, the party switch happened, and also Lincoln was like progressive for his time. For his time, Lincoln, I still would not consider to be a progressive because he still did not like black people and or non-white people. He just did he did the whole emancipation thing, okay? For economic reasons, not because he was an actual swell guy. All right, I'm gonna just put that out there. Dude's face is still on Mount Rushmore. That's still sacred indigenous folkland, okay? So Republicans are the only friends you got. All right, we're just gonna start. I should fire my mod team. I should fire every single one of you. I should fire my mod team. It happened past the 70s, bro. The party switch happened past the 70s, bro. It happened. It even happened after the 70s. Disagree. I don't think it scared anyone. I think the Democratic leadership just saw that there was a voter base willing to go for more left-wing policies that gave Bernie a leverage in talks with the DNC. That's why electoral politics is so important. If you show them you'll get out to vote for something specific, they'll bring their policies to be more in line with what you want. Yeah, that is true. But myopic. And see, this is what I mean about like an intelligent chatter who disagrees with me versus a non-intelligent chatter that disagrees with me. Because I can at least understand, and I do agree with what myopic is saying. I do see what myopic is putting down. The thing is, though, is that did the Democratic Party rally behind Bernie Sanders even though his policies were very popular? No. What did they do? They propped up Hillary Rodham Clinton. Okay? That's what they did. A person who they knew. They freaking knew. Okay? They knew she was unpopular. And see, here's the thing. Hillary, right? Hillary was so unpopular, you had supposed lefties and liberals voting for Trump. There were lefties, there were liberals, there were people on the left who went and voted for Donald Trump because they hated Hillary that much. There were people who hated Hillary that much who wanted Bernie that also went and voted for Trump. Don't get me wrong, Bernie or busters can't stand them either, all right? They're another part of the reason why we got Trump in office. The Bernie or busters, the people that were like, you know what, I'm gonna go and write Bernie on the ballot. Ugh. Oh yeah, I pronounced her name wrong like that on purpose because I think it's funny. I think her name in particular, the Rodham. I know it's like Rodham, but like the way it's pronounced, it's like nah, that's Rodham. I'm just being stupid. I'm just being dumb. Yes, I was agreeing with you. I was saying it happened. Then not that. No, not you. I'm talking about other people that are like reactionaries who I banned from chat. Not you. If you're still here, you're fine. If you're still here, then I think you're intelligent. Like, or at least semi-intelligent. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that just listen to one thing I say and their only response is, that's bad, or that's wrong, or that's stupid, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just the reactionary people. They get booted. I don't care about them. They bring down the quality of the content. I don't interact with these people. I don't talk to these people. Like, that's just how that goes. It brings down the quality of my content. My content is already low quality enough as it is. Don't believe me? Go look at my Twitch. I feel like a lot of people who went for Bernie were part of a bigger populist wave in 2016 that was more so anti-establishment than anything else, and Hillary was the peak representation of it. Exactly! That's basically what I was also trying to get at, but you said it better than I did, myopic. Yeah, exactly. 100%. That's what it was. That was another part of the reason why Trump got elected, was because he said he was anti-establishment. But a lot of these people, I'm gonna say it, okay? A lot of poor and undereducated people that didn't understand that Trump was literally also the establishment, like just as much as Hillary was. Although I will probably say Hillary was probably more of the establishment than Trump, because Hillary at least had experience in politics and Trump really didn't, for the most part. If that makes any sense. Can you clarify what year the switch happened? The thing is, no, I can't. And that's because it happened gradually over time, I feel like. I think the reason why people say it stopped in like the 1970s is because that's when it sort of like started to like taper, especially with like the passing of like the Civil Rights Act in the 70s and what have you. But the party switch kept on happening because the thing about politics is that politics is a line there is or I like to say it's a line, right? Yeah, the biggest shift. Yeah, in 68, yeah, in 19, I think, what was it? Was it 1968 or was it, I think it was in like 1968, wasn't it? Or was it 1978? I think it was 1978. I should know. It was 64? Okay, thank you. Keep this up and you might have mod privileges. Yeah, 64. Thank you, Myopic, 64. So, like, with stuff like that happening, and as the Democratic Party started to be more open and welcoming to black people or people of color, because they realized it was more of a voting base that they could tap into to get more votes. The Republicans, being so racist to a fault, didn't like that. And you had like a few Democrats that were still racist, like Storm Thurmond, however you say that dumb name, right? You have people like him that decided they were going to leave the Democratic Party and form the Dixiecrats, and then they eventually got absorbed into the Republican Party anyway. Yeah, I know the name, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Storm Thurmond? Okay, yeah. They got absorbed by the Republicans. Like 8 of them got absorbed by the Republicans. But the Republicans never talk about that, so whatever. What stupid. Yes, Hillary was establishment politician. Trump was establishment businessman. True, Gwendy Wook. True. That is so true. Hold on, I gotta text Paige real quick, because Paige just called me. I gotta text her real quick. Hold on, we'll be right back after these messages. I am stream everything K. There we go. All right, am I back now? Am I good on TikTok? All right. Excuse me. I try not to go on rants and tirades about the GOP, because I don't want to be another one of those lefties that just sits on his stream and complain about the GOP all day long. But they make it so hard, man. But I will agree with something that some lefties like Vosh and Hassan have been saying. Vosh, Hassan, and Shark have been saying, right? That, like, I want the Democrats to be screaming at the rooftops the same way that the Republicans do. Okay, that's what I want. Oh, she's stuck at work. Okay, that's fine. That just means more stream time for me.
Keep attention on her role on January 6th and compel her to answer for it. The proceedings were broadcast on C-SPAN, live-streamed on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and revealed...
It said live-streamed instead of live-streamed, yo. I'm dead. I think he holds the record for the longest filibuster. Are you serious? And it was against the Civil Rights Act, if I'm remembering correctly. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Because Republicans will always tell you. They'll always tell you that the Democrats went ahead and filibustered the Civil Rights Act. It was somebody on TikTok, conservative buddy or conservative booty, whatever the hell her name is, who was saying that. But she won't admit that it was Strom Thurmond, who was filibustering and later became a Republican anyway. So, yeah. The Democrats are so diverse that causes more infighting. GOP not very diverse, so easier to control. That is also true. That is also very true. But also the GOP, so like with the Democrats for the most part, you have a lot of them that are like scattered all over the place, right? Like you got the Squad, and you got like Biden, and then you got like, you got Andrew Yang, you got some other people, right? Meanwhile, and so like they can fall like in many different, Elizabeth Warren and some others, but I think Elizabeth is part of the Squad, isn't she? I don't know. Myopic will correct me if I'm wrong. He does that every time. Like you got those people, right? But for the most part, the GOP is either you are a far right, just on the edge, all the way over, or you're just not one of us, bro. That's the way they work. That's the way the GOP works. It's just like you either fall in line or you get out. And that's the way they work. Like Mitt Romney is like this fringe Republican. It's like chilling kind of with the Democrats a little bit. Or at least he has the human decency to clap for a Supreme Court justice. A black Supreme, not even just a black Supreme Court justice, but just a Supreme Court justice in general. Okay?
revealed a House Republican that was often peevish and sometimes on the defensive. This is a solemn occasion, Ron Fine, the lead lawyer bringing the case against Ms. Green with the group Free Speech for People, told Judge Beaudrat. This is not politics. This is not theater. This is a serious case that the voters who we represent have brought in order to offer proof that their United States representative seeking re-election, Marjorie Taylor Greene, having taken the oath to support the Constitution, then broke that oath and engaged in insurrection.
Wasn't Marjorie, wasn't Margarine, wasn't Butterwoman, wasn't she the one who got mad because like a Muslim person didn't swear in on the Bible? Or somebody of some other sort of religion didn't swear in on the Bible when they were taking their like seat or something in government? Listen, so many things happen that like I don't remember everything, okay? So many things happen in our politics that I don't remember everything, all right? I don't think Warren was a part of the squad. The squad is a group of young progressives, and Warren's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Plus I think they're all POC. Yeah, isn't Ilhan Omar one of the squad? I'm pretty sure. Aren't they one of the squad? I don't know. She tried to say that she wasn't legally sworn in because she didn't. Yeah, she tried to say that she wasn't legally sworn in because she didn't use the Bible. Yeah, Ilhan is on it. And was it Ilhan who she was talking about too? About like illegal because it wasn't sworn in on the Bible? These are the people that want to convince you that they're not fascists, by the way. These are the people that want to convince you that they're not the fascists, okay? These are those people. You're not showing that one? Yeah, neither am I. Oh, it was tech support? It was? Yeah, Republicans were upset about Ilhan. Because she wears a hijab. That's why they're upset. Because she's a darker skinned woman. She does not have the consistency of freaking mayo or smoke. So they don't like her. That's why. That's why they don't like her. That's why they don't like her. And she wears a hijab. That's why they don't like her. Oh, and she's a Democrat. Yeah. She has like 4 strikes as far as they're concerned. But any law saying that you have to swear on the Bible will be unconstitutional. And you know what? The Republicans will try to make it would say that there is a law like that, even though there isn't. If there was many instances where Republicans have gotten mad because people weren't there were many instances where Republicans have gotten mad because people were sworn in on the Bible. Wait, there were instances where they got mad because people were sworn in on the Bible? I don't know. Oh, you used to live in Omar District. Oh, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. True. Oh, she is a part of the squad. Okay, never mind. The GOP has one lane, and if you're not on it, they will remove. Yeah, they will literally remove them. That is what it is. Like, if you are not a far right fascist, they're like, I'm not voting for you, or I'm going to dethrone you, or I'm going to talk over you at every freaking like meeting or whatever. They do not care. You are either one of the far right fascists in their party, or they do not care about you, like at all. Like that, it's one or the other.
Insurrection. Continue reading the main story. Mr. Bop dismissed.
I'm good. I don't think I want. I think what everybody really wants to get to is, because somebody just reminded me, Elon Musk buying Twitter. So I don't think we really need to like look at much with that, right? It's just dude's buying Twitter for $44 billion. He could fix so many other things with him buying Twitter. With the money that he would use to buy Twitter. But that's gonna be in the next segment. Let me stop that.